Hello, and thank you again for tuning in to the Without Distraction Relationship broadcast. I am your host, Dr. Ingrid Durr Russell. We have our guest back again, Cheryl McCrary, and she's a CD recording artist, and she's done a lot of singing nationally and in many places, and so she's going to sing a song for us again today on this segment. And also, we've been talking about establishing healthy relationships. One of the things that we find that's so important to avoid is being critical and judgmental when it comes to building relationships.
Yes. That's a big one. We're going to tackle a couple real good ones today with you all today.
Yeah, judgmental, just screening people out and telling them everything that's wrong with them.
Yes.
Sometimes that is just like, just put a block on them wanting to build a relationship with a person. Because we find out that people can change when they know that a person's not just targeting, just being totally critical and being judgmental, but yet being transparent with them.
Yes.
And just being open with them and help them see themselves and see through issues that may be affecting or damaging their relationship or damaging who they are as a person, an individual. So it's important not to be so judgmental and critical and putting all that pressure on a person. Sometimes people think that it's going to help when they put all the pressure on them, like people do with their children.
Right.
They say, well, they start saying negative things instead of positive things to build them.
Right.
They say, oh, you ain't gonna do anything special. You're not gonna achieve anything. You're not gonna be successful. You're not gonna make good grades. You're not gonna, they do that thinking it's going to help them work harder or just. Put more effort. But a lot of times it does the opposite effect. It discourages them.
Yes.
It causes them to not want to try, not want to move forward. And so being judgmental is it's not a good thing.
And I really believe that with judgmentalism and criticalism, it just gives that open orifice for that person to have an excuse. Well, it's because people are judgmental with me, or people are always saying I can't accomplish this, and it sets up a precedent for that person in their psyche to realize that they'll never amount to anything. So they do go to resort to drugs or alcohol to escape that. Yes. And I really believe that grace is a real big one. If we could allow some grace and a little bit of like you said, the transparency to let that person be able to build into that after coming maybe from a home environment that was very critical or judgmental. Give them a chance to be able to apply themselves with those new changes and be able to get past that and heal through that critical and vulnerability that they want to be, but they want to be able to trust again and be able to go through that healing process.
That's so important what you mentioned, want to be able to trust again. And a lot of people want to trust other people, and they want to be trusted. Yes. But those barriers that comes in the way because of mistakes, because they made an error, or because of some of their past, even some of the old baggage. They have a fear that I can't move forward. I don't want to have a establish a relationship because I'm going to get hurt again. And so they don't begin to establish a relationship because they have those fears that I'm going to get hurt again, or I might establish a relationship with someone and then it's going to fall apart again. Those are fears that keep people from moving forward in a relationship. Right.
And again, with that trust comes along on the flip side with the vulnerability. Are you going to be open and vulnerable enough to be able to trust in another gentleman that you start dating, or with a family or friend person that maybe hurt you in the past, who hasn't maybe yet apologized, but yet you want to give that chance, or as they say, benefit of the doubt, to say, I want to move on, I can't hold this inside, I'm willing to go the extra mile, but is the other person willing to accept that I want to reach out? Are they willing to come back and say, I'm sorry? Or again, we've talked about this in the other broadcast, about being apologetic. And again, it comes around where you want to be vulnerable, but it takes two, or maybe it's 2 or 3 people in that family or in that environment maybe that have been involved in some type of a altercation of some sorts in the past. Again, that's where that grace is there to help us get through it, each one day at a time.
That's right. And just accepting the challenges of change. Yes. We have to accept that challenge, because it can be a challenge. for changing and making adjustments. You're looking at a person that might have been a certain way for most of their lives. Didn't see anything wrong with some things they've been doing, not realizing that some of the things that they do and say actually sabotage a healthy relationship. And so now the light is on, and they have a hard time moving forward, have a hard time accepting that change or adjusting, going from one point to the other.
Yes, yes. And I think that even with families today, and with our job economy and what's happening, there are changes such as families moving to another state or another culture or even a third world country, or even missionaries that have to adjust to the change environmentally. And I think a lot of it does, it falls on the children and maybe a spouse maybe that's looking for a job, or a spouse or a husband and wife that is maybe still not able to fit into a job, but they know they needed to change because of a family member who took ill, and they have to look for a job. And again, it works as a team to be able to accept the challenges of change, but working together as a team, whether it's a family or maybe a single person or a married couple, with changing again, maybe with having to move or something. I think with that, it's kind of a big thing today in our economy.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So another thing that sometimes people, they feel that if I make these adjustments, I'm gonna become more vulnerable to be hurt. But then we gotta look at people too as well that take advantage of people because they are in a vulnerable situation. Let's talk about that.
I think I shared in a former show that again, people who have been taken advantage of in shapes of maybe sexual abuse, physical abuse, and even verbal abuse is a real big thing these days. If you've been raised by a militant type father or mother, I know someone who was personally raised by a mother who was very domineering. And again, he was not even able to be vulnerable to relationships because he was fear of the other people he got to know were going to be very domineering. So he closed up and he was not able to expose himself. So he reverted into sports and he put himself into another situation because he couldn't control that situation. Control can be part of vulnerability. Are you able to, if you can't control the situation, you seem like you're helpless, but you still need to be vulnerable for change. And again, he did eventually pull through that after the healing came, and he was able to talk with his mother, and she shared how she was raised in tune by a very domineering mother. So again, that vulnerability is such a big thing, and it takes time. It doesn't happen over a quick time. It takes some time to be able to allow yourself to be able to trust and have the vulnerability to open up to a special person maybe, or even another accountability partner, again, as we shared earlier in the other broadcast.
Yes, wow. That's really something. Well, I'm so glad that you're here with us again, and we're going to just take a break and hear a song by our CD recording artist, Cheryl McCrary, and the name of the song would be?
I Turn to You by Christina Aguilera.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
Strong for the will to carry on.
I turn to you. When I lose the will to win, I can reach for you and I can reach the sky again. I can do so amazing. Your love inspires me, and when I need a friend, you're always on my side, giving me the strength, taking me through the night. For a shield from the storm, for a friend, for a love to keep me safe and warm, I turn to you for the strength to be strong, for the will giving on. For everything you do, I turn to you. Oh yeah, for your arms to be my shelter through all the rain, for the truth that will never change, for so I lean on, for a friend I rely on, through anything. You're the one that I can run to, I can run to. For a shield of the storm, for a friend, for a love to keep me safe and warm, I turn to you, the strength to be strong, for the will in everything you do, for everything that's true, for everything you do, for everything that's true, I turn to you.
Oh wow, didn't you enjoy that song by Cheryl McCrary? Thank you for doing that song. And we're going to be hearing some more singing at the relationship conference. Some other songs you're going to be singing?
Oh yes, we're going to be doing some other songs like that. Maybe we'll do some Unchained Melody, When I Fall in Love. And we're going to have a little bit of a gospel jazz. We're going to have a little bit of little music for everybody's listening pleasure that day. Some of the old standards that you enjoy as well, along with some new contemporary songs. We'll get you out on that dance floor. It won't be long.
And along with a live band and comedian and all the great stuff that's going on with the Without Distraction relationship broadcast, February 13th, 14th, and 15th of 2015. Wow, it's going to be at the Crown Plaza, Milwaukee Airport, in the Voyager banquet room. We're going to have a banquet there. This event is for singles as well as couples. We're going to have a romantic dinner. Singles can come as well and enjoy the moment, enjoy the songs, enjoy the dining, enjoy taking pictures. Treat yourself. If you don't come with someone, you can come yourself and enjoy. Also, we got some awesome teachers that's going to be teaching February the 13th, beginning that evening at 6:30 with refreshments and getting to know people. At 7 o'clock, we're going to go into the sessions for singles as well as marriage. And this Saturday, it's going to be a combined Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. And then Saturday evening, Valentine evening on the 14th, there will be no teaching sessions, but it's going to be all fun, great entertainment, and just live great stuff. It's going to be an awesome event. And then we're going to close off on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So I want you to tune in to be a part of this. Cheryl, you're going to have your CDs available as well. And wow, yes, we're looking for a really great time. Yes, yes. Well, I'm so glad that you're here with us today. And we've been dealing with establishing healthy relationships. And one of the things that we must understand, people should understand that there should be an unconditional love. Unconditional love. And that's going to be dealt with how you can have an unconditional love in the relationship. And also, as far as the conference itself, we're going to be dealing with that. And also, before you say I do for the singles. Before you say I do, preparing for a healthy relationship. We're going to deal with the DNA of relationship. So you can know what person is that really fits your DNA, because you can't connect with anybody, and you want to understand DNA of relationship. You want to deal with if a person have been hurt, divorce, abuse or anything of their past, how to move forward and prepare for a healthy relationship. So those things are going to be coming out of the relationship conference.
And at the same time, if you know anybody maybe you're in a relationship and it's doing very well, maybe there's a person that maybe you have that's a friend that you have, invite them to come on out. Again, the sessions are free. And just bring a friend or a family member or your neighbor, maybe someone that's alone or maybe has lost a loved one and they're alone and needs to get out. And the social is going to be on Friday night, meet and greet with some refreshments at, 6:30. And it's going to be a great time to be able to get to know other people and correspond. And again, it's all about kind of connecting and interneting with each other and connecting with each other.
Yes, and also some of the subjects on marriage itself is going to be the covenant. Going to be dealing with the covenant itself. Going to be dealing with marriage and ministry for those that's in ministry and in the kingdom. We're going to be dealing with men and women differences. Just so many great things. We're going to be dealing with communication. Our speakers specializes in those areas. So it's going to be awesome question and answer panel. So it's going to be really, really great. Yeah. So let's talk back more about the unconditional love. It's so important to have. In relationships.
I really think you hit a real big one. And unconditional love, as some of you might know, is accepting that person for who they are.
Yes.
Bruises, bumps, and glitches, and imperfections. And there's a song that Natalie Grant wrote, and it's called The Real Me. And there's another song she wrote called Perfect People. Google it, check it out, because it talks about accepting you for who you are.
Yes.
And unconditional love, we know God accepts us, blunders and all, but we know that each other, sometimes it's not always easy to have that grace to be able to accept another person, and especially if you maybe said something out of context, or maybe something in the past, and it's kind of hard to be able to overlook that, but again, that's where that grace comes in.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about that in some of the sessions, to be able to, what is unconditional love? How far can you go with that? How far can you progress with it without being too vulnerable or being abused by maybe somebody, but at the same time know where your parameters and your border is for that, and be able to, how much are you going to be too codependent? Do you know when to pull back and when not to be overly dependent on that person because of the situation or so.
Oh wow, you just said some powerful things, because relationship itself is a wide range of areas to deal with and target. And unfortunately, a lot of the schools and the colleges don't teach on relationship. So that's why we have this annual relationship conference, because we can get the education and the enhancement and the things that we need in this conference,
for free.
3-day conference for free. So we make it available, and it's for free. And for more information, you can check us out on the website withoutdistractionrelationship.com, or call us at area code 708-745-4393. There's another number you can call as well, 414-520-1567. So you can just reach out to us. We give you all the information you need about this relationship conference, because this is going to be a power pack event. This is the 11th annual conference. and we're going to be dealing with different types of areas of relationships. It doesn't matter if you're divorced, if you're married, if you're single, you can be a part of this and come out very fulfilled in this conference and teaching session.
And husbands, if you don't know what to buy your wife for Valentine's Day, you can come and just enjoy a wonderful conference for free with the conferences and a nice dinner. And I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Families, again, I believe that any family members and families are encouraged to come if they would like to come with their families even and enjoy a little fellowship together.
That's right. That's right. Great. And what are some of the other things that's important that for people to understand? You mentioned about introverting and...
Yes, I think dealing with different variety of relationships along with different personalities, I really believe. If you have someone who's introverted, for example, they are more of a gun-shy person. They more or less will be independently working. They'll be more independent with relationships, maybe kind of more shyer. And it's sometimes difficult for introverts, I really believe, to communicate because they want to, but yet it's a challenge for them. Versus an extrovert, whether it be like yourself or myself, we're more socially comfortable with communicating and meeting new people. A challenge that we'll be sharing again at the conference, I believe, some of those personality challenges of different people's personality.
Yeah, and especially we're going to deal with DNA too. That have a lot to do with it. But even though they say opposite attracts.
I was thinking that too, exactly.
Yeah, so that's what makes it marriage itself so great, because you learn one another. You're attracted to, one person's attracted to the other person's boldness, and the other one is more reserved.
Yes.
And they like the way the other person is, and so you just gotta mend together and learn how to blend together, and the two histories and experiences and everything, how to bring it together. That's what makes it so unique, because you're learning how to bring it together.
Yes.
And your experiences, your joys, your highs and your lows that go with it, it just enhances the power of unconditional love, in the relationship.
And at the same token, if you have a person that is more bold and a little more in the controlling areas, and you have the one that is more reserved and more conservative, then maybe you could pull, the conservative can pull maybe into more of the outgoing social butterfly kind of. Maybe you will rub off on him, and then he will rub off on you. And I can say from experience from my husband and I, he's more quiet and I'm more of a social butterfly. So it worked out well where now I'm able to know when that time is. And we all have those areas that we want to refine, kind of refine.
Yes.
And so I'm able to have that time when I need to pull back, and then he has that time where maybe, he can come out a little bit more, and so it works out really well to work together.
Yeah, so it's just great to learn of more ways and things to do to complement one another, because it's a working process when it comes to marriage.
Yes.
You're working together, you're moving together, you're understanding one another, you're communicating, you're enhancing one another, impacting one another's lives, and bringing out the best.
Yes.
Yeah. And some stuff that may be in us, we might need to eliminate.
Right.
But relationship is a pull and a give. It's a take and a give. And so that's just so great about relationship. That God created. He wants us to have love, unconditional love in our relationship, understanding one another. That's what relationship is about.
Yes.
Learning to understand one another.
Yes.
And impacting one another's lives.
Right, along with the communication, and sometimes miscommunication comes into effect where maybe you said something and it didn't come out exactly the way you meant it.
Yes.
And especially with people who are excited and have a lot of energy, it's like, we got to be sensitive to actually, if we maybe offended somebody or maybe didn't come out right, to be sensitive to say, sorry about that. And again, the apology and the grace that's there, and giving each other time to be able to reestablish, and especially as someone who's been through a divorce, to be, again, recapping from the other broadcast, trust, and to communicate that, and so that healing can come, and then communication can happen, and then, like you said, we have the give and take between two different people trying to mold together as one.
Yes, that's when the two becomes one.
Yes.
because we're becoming one. We're not automatically one when you get married. We become one over time, over communicating, over getting to know one another, the inside feelings and everything of that nature. So it's just really great to know that you're going to be a part of the conference that's coming up. And you're going to be singing. Your band is going to be with you. We're going to have a live comedian. And wow, this event is for singles as well as couples. Come out and have a great time with us. The conference sessions is free. You can get more information about this event on withoutdistractionrelationship.com, or you can call us at area code 708-745-4393. There's another number you can reach us at 414-520-1567 and get more information about the conference and the entertainment and all the great stuff that's going to take place. We're just excited about it. That's why we keep mentioning it. You're going to understand more about the communication, enhancing one another, understanding DNA in relationship, the covenant of marriage, how removing old baggage of the past, just bringing balance in the relationship. I mean, it's going to be a very power-packed event because we got some awesome teachers that's going to be teaching and sharing, and question and answer panel. I mean, it's just going to be a weekend full of great excitement, February 13th, 14th, and 15th. And for those that don't know, it's always, every year, it's always around the Valentine's season. This year, next year, and the following year. This has happened to be our 11th event in 2015. And for 2016 will be our 12th event. So we're just excited. And we're just glad you tuned in. And tune in to our next broadcast of Without Distraction Relationship broadcast. Until next time, we want you to be blessed and have a blessed relationship. Thank you.
Thank you.